You ever heard of a 100% cotton lay flat watercolor sketchbook with a stone cover? I'm Marty Owings, and that's exactly what we're going to take a look at today. This is the SMLT handmade lay flat professional watercolor sketchbook with a real stone cover. Hand stitched 100% cotton 300 GSM watercolor paper, professional watercolor paper really, inside, and every page lays flat. The center folds are awesome. They work really well. I really like the stitching in this book. It's well put together. I can't say enough about what a job they did here. And what's interesting is, like, a lot of sketch artists and watercolorists have been asking for a 100% cotton sketchbook for a long time. Etcher's been on the forefront of putting that stuff out based on the perfect sketchbook, but really more companies need to put out a 100% cotton paper rag sketchbook, and this one hits the mark. Now, it's got this novelty of a stone cover, which I found very interesting. There's real stone laminate on one side, then paper on the other, and then it's got this cardboard center, just like a nice cookie. But you open it up, it lays flat. I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches here, lay on some wet here to kind of see if I get any ripples or buckling on the backside of this paper. And I'll lay plenty of water on there to put this to the test. But I think the stone cover is kind of a novelty. I don't know if you'd put like aluminum or a steel cover on it, but what happens is it makes the sketchbook really durable, but also really heavy and not very portable. It's very rigid, and this is a pretty good size sketchbook. So yes, you could throw it into a backpack, no problem. But if you're just going out for some day sketching, it's not incredibly light. But there's a bit of a trade there. So if you turn the page there, you can see there's some slight buckling, a little bit of ripple there. Not terrible or anything like that. And I can use that page for sure. But you can see a little bit of it there. And I laid the water on pretty heavy. The sizing on the paper is very nice. You get it. It's a good feel to both sketch and paint on this paper. You can tell it's very high quality paper, well made. So that's for sure. And I love that about that. Now here I was just going to paint this woman, but I wasn't very happy with the way this watercolor turned out. And I really wanted to put the watercolor paper to a test. So I just redid it. I just redrew it and repainted it because I didn't like that first version very much. So I give it another try. I was much happier with my second attempt at it, but as I painted on the paper, I tried to think of the various properties of different papers I've used and sketchbooks I've used. And the Etcher sketchbooks have a little bit of a texture to the paper, whereas this one is much more, it's much smoother, much more like a hot press. There's a bit of a texture, but not as pronounced as, say, the hot press in the Etcher, which is still great. Don't get me wrong. I love my Etcher sketchbooks. But I really got to hand it to the people at SMLT for coming up with this creative design for a pretty cool sketchbook. I'm definitely going to fill this up. This is going to be my winter sketchbook, and I'm going to enjoy using it quite a bit. You should check it out too. I picked this up at Wet Paint, so check out wetpaintart.com, and you can pick yours up at, I think it was about $40, so it wasn't cheap, but it's really good. All right, well, thanks for taking a look at that today with me. This has been Marty for owingsart.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. So long for now. Bye-bye.